Hello everyone, my name is Trevor, I go by TheMrTrails. Welcome to the channel and welcome to 2022. 2021 was a crazy year for the channel and we had some crazy things happen in Dauntless. In this past year, the channel got nearly 3.5 million views, over 19,000 subscribers, and I even became a Twitch partner. In Dauntless, we got Frost Escalation, Heroic Escalation, Trials Changes, Perfect Strike, Radiant Drone, Omni Cells, a bunch of new behemoths, and plenty of things in between. But what about this upcoming year? What might we want? What might we expect? What might we be hopeful for in the game of Dauntless in 2022? And what of this channel? Consider dropping a like for me, and let me know down below when you joined the channel or you started playing Dauntless again. I guess we could say now that you're an OG if you subscribed in 2020. That's kind of wild, and maybe we'll eventually call the 2021 people OGs. I don't know. So my first hope for 2022 for Dauntless is behemoths. I want to see some new behemoths that aren't just variants. I know Radiant Escalation is just around the corner and all, but after that, hopefully we see some brand new behemoths be released. Ever since the release of the Chronivore, every 3 or 4 patches, we've been switching off between getting a brand new behemoth and getting a variant behemoth, which means in all of 2021, we only got 4 brand new behemoths, and if you don't count Phalanx, we only got 3, being Urska, Savit, and the Chronivore. I do count Phalanx personally, so 4 new behemoths, but I would like to see between 6 to 8 new behemoths in 2022. Some being for the early game, some being for the late game. One of the things people will bring up in comparisons between Dauntless and Monster Hunter is the number of unique behemoth experiences, and even if you include elemental variants in that, we currently only have 40 behemoths if you include Thunderdeep, Drask, and Bloodshot Shroud, but none of the other Dire or Heroics. And after Radiant Escalation with the variant behemoths in there, that would be at least 42. However, I would like to see some more non-variant behemoths being brand new behemoths after that. With how they've been pumping out new behemoth experiences recently, I think 6 brand new behemoths is perfectly within their capabilities, and if they got to 8 somehow with new variants or something, I would be okay with that. Now that we've talked about a Dauntless goal, let's talk about a channel goal. One of the goals I have in 2022 for the channel is to be more consistent on the types of content that I'm releasing. I'm thinking right now I want to do at least 1 build video per week. I want to try to do some type of variety game every week or 2 weeks, and I want to see if I can do some type of guide video every week, or if I can't get around to a guide video, to do some type of unique reforging video every week. Some variety things I have in mind to try to immediately get around to is Monster Hunter, revisiting Fortnite for the first time in like 2 years, and then the new Pokemon game. And I would probably do like a Skyrim modding video at some point as well. And I think I can manage this much. Doing what little I have for the second channel so far has really helped me out in budgeting a schedule with my time. Doing a daily short video over there has been pretty alright, and it's kind of forced me to be more productive all around as a human being. But my second thing on my Dauntless 2022 wish list is to get at least one of these 4 things into the game. Number 1, Hunting Grounds portals. They did a ton of work on this to try and release it in 1.6.4 just for it to be completely placed on the shelf, and a lot of people were looking forward to these even if it was just to fight the escalation behemoths outside of escalations. And they could have released it with it only being these Keystone Behemoth fights and then revamp them to be more than that later, but it is something I think is very reasonable that we could see in 2022. Number 2 is mini pets. If we're looking at the development backlog, these 2 things are easily what I think everyone would want to get off that list and into the game. Being able to have a pet in the game is something that would be fantastic on so many levels, whether their main purpose would just be for combat or for something to actually get emotionally attached to in the game or whatever. Number 3, Perfect Strike and the Radiant Drone. So while you can get behind the idea of seasonal content in games, which is what these things were intended to be, if you completely throw it away and never do anything with it after, it was just kind of a waste of time and resources from a development standpoint. Seeing at least one or both of these things come back in 2022 is something I would really enjoy. The next Omnicell is going to be a Radiant Omnicell, which could mean that the drone or Perfect Strike could be making a return, or at least some spin on the idea of the two, and maybe even both of them together. It has been rumored to be a support Omnicell, so the drone is more likely. But these two features were kind of the precursors to the Omnicell, and they should each be immortalized as an Omnicell. And number 4, the bow. I think they are soon to be done with remaking some of the core gameplay stuff, as we've had the hunting grounds, omni cells, and we've had various weapon reworks throughout the year. The two weapons that are still in question to be reworked is the axe and hammer, and the biggest thing that they would probably do regarding like strikers is to make a new special or some new mods for them. Which means that after they do any of those things, that they are finally due for making a new weapon, which was teased in June of 2020 or even earlier. I said this about something in another video, but the bow is so far in the development backlog that it's not even in the development backlog. But if we could see 2 of these 4 things in 2022, I think that's a W. Now for another channel-oriented goal, I guess, and that would be to just sort of continue the pace I've been on in 2021, or hopefully pick it up a bit. I could hope for us to surpass that rate, but what we've gotten in the past year has been surprising almost every step of the way. While Dauntless always does attract new people, as it is a free game, I would not have thought it would be even remotely possible for any channel, especially not mine, to have gotten as far as it has so far. I'd say an ambitious sub goal for this next year would be like 50k. I don't think we have a chance of that happening, honestly, but you guys have proven me wrong several times over in this past year. But if I pick up the pace as far as content goes and sort of continue that pace throughout the year, then I think it might be possible. Conservatively, we'd hopefully hit at least 30k in this next year, but I definitely think I want to focus up and shoot for the stars in this next year, and I hope to have you guys along for the ride. Whether you tune in for just the Dauntless news or you live and breathe Dauntless, I'm happy to have everyone be here, and I am super grateful for all of the opportunities that you guys have given me in this past year. At the start of 2021, I'm not sure you could even call this a job with how little I was making off of it. And while even now I would still probably be making more at McDonald's, being able to say that I play video games for a living was just a complete pipe dream a couple of years ago. But you know, in this past year, you guys have made that a reality, and I can't thank you guys enough for that. Since we had an ambitious goal for the channel, let's end this video off with an ambitious goal for Dauntless in 2022. I want to see all of the bugs in the game get fixed and no new ones be introduced. Okay, that's probably asking too much, but I would at least hope that the rate at which bugs occur would go down and what ones we do have are addressed in some way. There were some stretches through 2021 where you literally could not play Dauntless for like 30 minutes without encountering some type of bug, and hopefully by the end of 2022 we can get at least 2 hours of bug-free gameplay depending on the day, but hopefully we just have fewer bugs in general. But those are a few things I would like to see in Dauntless for 2022 and a few goals that I have in mind for the channel. Of course, consider dropping a like for me and subscribing if you have not already, and even if you think you have, double check to make sure that you are subscribed. But I have been Trevor, I go by the Mr. Trails, and I will catch you guys in 2022.